Hey guys, how's it going? Tcgplayer TCG here. Just wanted to show you the Kashtira P.U.N.K deck I've been playing for the past few locals. Before I get anything else, shoutouts to Robert from my local. He's the one who showed me this deck, and I was instantly hooked. It's so cool what you get to do. You get to end on like Baron and have like 5 cards in hand and a bunch of hand traps and have your defensive cards and maybe end on like a rank 8 or things like that. It's a really cool deck. It's also just a nice change of pace from playing Sprite and Netria for so long. So big shout outs to him for that. Tonight was actually the first local I've played in with the deck where I lost a match. I've gone undefeated every other time though, which was pretty cool. But yeah, so this is kind of the just the deck profile of what I've been playing, and we'll kind of go from there. So and I'll do a combo video at some point, just kind of going over some basic stuff. Probably tomorrow. Just wanted to get this up really quick tonight while I had the energy. So for the P.U.N.K engine, you have 3 Ogre Dance, searches out all of the non-level 8 punks, and then you have 3 Foxy Tune as well, which lets you special summon any of the non-level 8 punks from your deck. Then there's 2 Deer Note, which summons them back. 3 Xiamen, searches out all your monsters, and then 1 Wogon, which grabs the field spell. Card's crazy. 1 Madam Spider to grab the trap, and then 1 Charkusai, which lets you fusion summon on your turn or synchro summon on their turn for your amazing dragon. So that's the P.U.N.K engine. One of the cool things about this really quick is you'll notice it's a very heavy P.U.N.K engine, but the main thing I like about it is that you're playing the 6 level 8s, which just gives you a lot of consistency, because between the 3 Xiamen, the 3 Foxy Tune, and the 3 Ogre Dance, you basically have 9 extra copies of the Deer Note and the other 3. So you see your combo a lot, which is really good, because especially playing into like tier limits and stuff like that, you need to have as consistent of a deck as you can. So then for the Kashtiras, there's 3 Fenrir. Everybody knows what this card does. This card's absurd. But then I also play 3 Unicorn. This is honestly what hooked me on it, was that he was playing both the Kashtira monsters. Originally, Ogre Dance was being played as well as and the Trap, but those were cut because they were just really inefficient. In this deck in particular, Unicorn is actually stronger than Fenrir in most cases, because Unicorn becomes 2 monsters thanks to Birth, whereas Fenrir is only 1. So that's really important. Also, Unicorn being able to disrupt their extra deck is very good. My first matchup against Sprite, I actually just used Unicorn to rip a Sprind, and then on their turn, or then I used Unicorn, ripped Sprind, made Diabolsis, ripped an Elf, and they summoned and activated an effect, and then Unicorn ripped the other Elf, and then they had no elves left, and they were very sad. For the monster hand traps, there's just 3 Ash Blossoms and 3 effect failures, as well as the 1 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. Ghost Ogre gets pretty good utility in the deck, being a psychic monster. Other considerations I've made were to play Ghost Bell, because it's good against the tier limit matchup, but also because I've been playtesting Small World. I didn't play it tonight, but Ghost Bell gives you like another bridge. Same with Ghost Mourner, things like that. But these were the 6 most important ones because they're just really good against tier. Mainly turning off the Kit Callus from getting to the Merly, I think, is one of the most important things, because it just gets them so deep. And then the Ogre hitting the field spell is also really good. But Ogre mainly just being a level 3 Psychic Tuner is the most important thing. Anyway, for the spells, there's 3 E-Telly. It's just every one of the level 3s, so it's basically every monster in your deck because of Xiamen. Double, triple Tactics Talent. This was going to be Small Worlds. I just wanted to play Talents again to see if I liked it. Not really too sold on it, kind of 50-50. But these were going to be Small Worlds, as well as the Call by the Grave. I was going to cut for 3 Small Worlds just to see as much as I could, give me 3 more starters. And then 2 Kashtira Birth. For those that don't know, this special summons back a non-Xyz Kashtira from the Banished pile or the Graveyard. It also lets you normal summon Kashtiras once returned with no level 7 monsters, I believe. Yeah, level 7 monsters with no tribute. And if your opponent activates a spell, card, or effect and you control a Kashtira, you can banish 3 cards in their grave, which doesn't sound like it would come up a lot, but it randomly does. One of the things that came up actually was my opponent had a Scream, activated its effect, milled 3 off of it, and then they started since they were turn player, their tier limits were chain links like 1 and 2, and then I used Birth to target them and banish them, and they were really sad. Anyway, the last spell is Extreme Jam Sessions. This card is just absurd. Lets you draw up to twice per turn, summon, kind of just does everything. Then the traps were 3 Infinite Impermanence and 1 Dangerous Gabu. Dangerous Gabu is just a searchable imperm that if you control a punk monster, you gain life points equal to that monster, the monster that you negated its attack. So that was the deck. It's 40 cards. Extra deck, you have 1 Rising card. The card is very important for your combos because it just gets 2 more bodies. And then you have Psychic End Punisher, which is a win condition all on its own. Both Sprite and actually just every deck has a problem outing this right now. Tier limit can't really out it without taking a ton of damage. Like they can take a ton of damage and then pop it with the field spell once they get lower, but by that point they've given up their battle phase, they've given up a ton of momentum and things like that, so it's really good. Sprite just can't out this card like at all. And you pay so many life points in your first turn. Generally you'll pay yourself down to like 5,000 if you go first, and then you just summon this and they can't out it, and that's pretty much all she wrote. Then there's 2 Amazing Dragons. I didn't think the second one would come up, and after watching Rob play and playing the deck for like a night, I realized how important the second one is, because sometimes you use the first one to bring back your Jam Dragon Drive and make like a rank 8, or you'll just summon this and bring back a level 3 tuner, so you can just do some other stuff on their turn. There's a lot of little like neat interactions you can do with it. But most of the time you're just going to summon this on their turn, bounce cards, and make them really sad. Or you'll summon on your turn and bounce cards and make them really sad. Because you have so many level 3 psychic tuners, all of the small punks, and then Ogre, you can usually bounce like 3 or 4 cards. Then Baron de Fleur and Cheng-Ying. Cheng-Ying was like my biggest contribution to the extra deck, honestly. Mostly just because I insist on playing Cheng-Ying in any deck that plays level 10 synchros. I think this card's absurd. And when you're playing like the Kashtiras and stuff, like you can sometimes just like cheese out its effect. I was also considering playing Desires over the Talents, in which case I would make this better, things like that. There's just a lot of really cool things. 1 Jam Dragon Drive. It's just like your level 8 extender synchro. And then the Draco Berserker of the Tenyi. What's cool about this one actually is that Rob and I, like, we both independently decided to play this card, just because one of the issues that was coming up was there would be situations where you can make a second level 8 synchro, but initially we were only playing the 1, and there needed to be a good level 8 synchro to play that really did something, and you aren't link summoning very much, so Savage doesn't get you anywhere, and yeah, this card just kind of just gets rid of problems. One really cool thing that came up was I had these 2 out against Sword Soul, and I was lower on life points. I had this out. I summoned this, they had a Nibiru, and I banished the Nibiru, they cleared the field, and then this just swung for game. So that was a really cool situation that came up. And then for the Xyz monsters, there's number 89 Diabolsis. This card's very strong. I'm a big fan of being able to pick apart their extra deck. The rank 7s don't come up all that much, but I still wanted to play it just because I'm a big fan of the card. 1 Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. This is a win condition against Flu, especially. They have to use so many card effects just to start to answer your field that they burn themselves. But it's also just really good heading towards time. They just struggle to do anything. Number 38, this card I maintain like just needs to be played. It doesn't come up as often, but when it does, it's really good. It could probably be cut because you'll notice there's no Big Eye, and that was one of the things I was trying to find room for was Big Eye, so that might be something to consider. Dingirsu, just another good generic rank 8. Divine Arsenal Zeus, it's just a good card in general. And then Asa, because you play so many Earths, and BLS Link. Asa could probably get cut. I had thought about cutting it for Nightmare Phoenix, actually, because like anti-spell's on the uptick right now, and even though you don't play that many spells, they are all pretty important. Yeah, not too sure about that. But like Asa could get cut, number 38 could potentially get cut. There's a lot of flexibility in the extra deck, actually, which is really cool. And then I'll show you guys the side deck I used tonight. I played Battle Wrestler Pankratops. Just wanted like a solid card on its own, and it's a level 7, so it can work with the Kashtiras and stuff, which is always cool. You'll notice there's no Bestials in the main deck. They are being sided. There's 3 Magnum and 1 Jerusalem. These actually aren't that good in the deck. Most of the time against tier, you're not too bad off. Like, you're not doing too bad. But these just give you more insurance, especially when you go second. And then there was 3 Nibiru, the Primal Being. This card is very good right now. People just do not respect it. You can catch a lot of players off guard with it. Then there's Harpy's Feather Duster and 3 Dark Ruler No More. These are just good going second cards in general. You'll notice most of the side deck is for going second, except for the last 3 cards. And that's because going first, your combo is pretty hard to break. So these are all just good going second cards. And then I sided 3 Anti-Spell Fragrance. It's just really good against basically every deck. Even like tier, their spell cards are really important. So yeah, that was the deck. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you have any questions or anything like that, just let me know. Like I said, I'll do a combo video here in the next day or 2, most likely. It's just a ton of fun to play and to kind of mess with. So yeah, just let me know, and please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.